This video is sponsored by nobody. Gravity Falls is one of my favorite cartoons. So when they announced that there was going to be a show made by the creators of Gravity Falls, they didn't need to win me over. I was already sold. I was very excited. Amphibia really gave us some really awesome things. From its great characters, its world building, its writing, its humor, its heart, and especially its villain. A villain so unsettling, so evil, so incredibly awesome. And Amphibia fans know what I'm talking about. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, warning, spoilers ahead for Amphibia. I mean it. Pause the video, go watch it now.
But Steve, I don't have Disney Plus.
Then go mooch off a friend who does have Disney Plus. And if you don't have any friends, make some. Anyways, of course I'm talking about Darcy, or the core, however you want to spin it. But before I talk about Darcy or the core, I should talk about Marcy first, so let's get into it. All the promotional material for Season 2 when it was coming out was teasing the eventual arrival of Marcy. Most of the fans were expecting a dark and very mysterious character. But what we got was the most wholesome, nerdy, and adorably clumsy cinnamon roll that we have ever seen. She instantly became a fan favorite. This man Matt really made a character so lovable that the fans universally agreed that she must be protected at all cost. Too bad we failed at that, because in the Season 2 finale, well, you know, true colors. The first blow was that we find out why the girls got trapped in Amphibia, and it was Marcy's fault. And it was intentional. Well, accidentally intentional, or I don't know how you can describe it. Second blow was we see Marcy just break down in front of everybody. Her feelings of desperation and guilt and betrayal from Andreas, you can hear it in her voice, man. The voice actor really does a really good job here. But then we get our final gut punch. Do you know how to traumatize kids? Actually, no, forget the kids. Do you know how to traumatize adults?
I just need to...
Now look what you've made me do.
I'm sorry for everything. Marcy!
I mean, how did Disney, of all studios, let this slide? Mind you, this is the same studio that apparently thought Poop Face was too risque for Gravity Falls. But a 13-year-old girl getting stabbed through the chest with a lightsaber, that's fine, apparently. I'm not complaining. I like a darker show, but, you know, just saying. But the torment does not stop here. Oh no. Because we see she actually survived in Season 3. That should make us happy, right? I mean, yeah, she looks like she's on life support, but that gives us hope that she will be saved later on, right? And we got that rescue mission. In the episode, Olivia and Yunnan. It was going well. I mean, sure, she got hit with some more mental trauma as she lived through her greatest fear, but hey, we got her out. She's free, right? Right? No, because we get fully introduced to the core, the mastermind, or rather say, masterminds of all the villainous deeds that has been going on so far, including the want and death of Anne Boone-Choi, who is literally a 13-year-old girl, but considering what happened to Marcy, I don't put it past them. This thing is apparently Amphibia's greatest dinguses downloaded into the cloud of this robot spider thing, and they want a body. Pause. A body as in an avatar for the core to inhabit. Guess who they choose?
What is this, huh? Marcy!
Man, give Haley Chu a raise because the bone-chilling screams of pain that Marcy uttered was blood-curdling. We were all sitting there asking ourselves, is it over? Is it done? Can I open my eyes? Yeah, no. It wasn't over. Not even close.
Why, hello there.
We are finally introduced to Darcy. Now the next time we see them, it's not for a while. It's not until the Christmas episode, where they're lurking in the shadows, roasting Andreas with facts, holding a 20-sided die. Now if we break this scene down, we know she's a gamer. That's why she's calling Andreas right now pathetic for being a rage quitter. But also, she loves this world's equivalent to Dungeons and Dragons. So the die in her hands really makes you wonder, is she in there? But this also might signify something else. Marcy, throughout her stay in Amphibia, was treating it like an RPG or an MMO or something like that. And she was basically treating it like she was the player in a grand game and a grand fantasy. But this might show that she doesn't see herself as the player. She sees herself as the dungeon master. It isn't until the episode The Corn King where we get a more personal idea of what Darcy really is. Darcy tells Andreas that Marcy's not there, that they have her locked up somewhere in the recesses of her mind. So the one piloting the body right now is the core, and all the evil minds that make up the core. But Darcy inherits all of Marcy's quirks. So they love all of Marcy's favorite foods. They have her love of gaming. They even have her clumsiness. Now this is very unsettling, because it looks like Marcy, it sounds like Marcy, even acts like Marcy. But it's not Marcy. Something else is at the wheel. We see in a flashback that Andreas' father, King Aldrich, is one of the minds in the core. I don't want to talk too much about Andreas because I would like to talk about him in a separate video. But we see here that even before he joined the core, Aldrich is a manipulative piece of work. Well, first, he teaches Andreas to become a multiversal conqueror and to commit genocide upon Earth so that they can take its natural resources. You know, for the good of Amphibia. He also says friendship is basically worthless, and to dump his friends before they eventually stab him in the back. I mean, one does, but that's not it. It was complicated. You saw the episode. But after said betrayal, and the kingdom losing their music box, Andrews' father holds this over his head for over 1,000 years. Aldrich and Ozai would make great drinking buddies. Towards the end of the episode, apparently they're erasing Marcy's memories little by little, but I'll touch on that a little later. We see Andreas and Darcy talking, and Andreas basically says that all he's ever thought about was this mission and their end goal. And Darcy responds with this final line of the episode.
Why, son, I think I'm almost proud of you.
That is so freaking creepy. Not only is it a backhanded compliment, but hearing Aldrich speak through Marcy, like right now, it's Andreas' daddy that's talking. But who's to say it's him who was talking earlier? Or could there be multiple people talking at once? It's so wrong. It's so uncomfortable. We don't see them again until the episode The Beginning of the End. And Sasha and company are captured as they were trying to get the music box. And they finally meet Darcy. I mean, look at this. A full supervillain diva entrance with beautiful lighting and everything. Darcy starts playing mind games with them, basically guilt-tripping them for how they treated her in the past, using Marcy's own memories against them. I wonder if this is Aldrich talking, or are there multiple gaslighters in this collective consciousness? After making Anne's and Sasha's army retreat, she just cuts to the chase and says,
Then all that's left is for us to do what you could not. Kill Anne.
Dude, no censorship here. They don't say destroy, they say kill Anne. And they were seconds away from doing it, until Anne says if they kill her, they might lose the stone's power that's still in her in the process. The Corps has, I'm guessing, a meeting inside the clubhouse that is called Marcy's Mind, and they can't come to a consensus. It also seems that they didn't even think about that possibility. This really says something about the Corps. While these are the greatest minds in all of Amphibia, with technology beyond what modern humanity can do, from robotic armies to traversing the multiverse to uploading her consciousness to the PC. But with all these geniuses in one mind, you'd think they would have thought of this first, instead of Anne pointing this out. Did their want to kill Anne blind them to this possibility? It really seems that they are more evil than they are intelligent. Their bloodthirsty nature is further emphasized when they say to Anne,
We look forward to dissecting you. Alive.
what's with Disney Channel making their villains so hardcore? In the next episode, All In, we literally see Darcy killing hundreds like she was playing League. Periodically, we see the devious way the Corps keeps Marcy trapped in her mind by distracting her with her greatest desires. And remember how they were erasing Marcy's memories? Well, she doesn't know how she got there or what she's supposed to be doing, and the only one to help her and to guide her is this bozo. It's such an interesting parallel. Marcy's basically playing all the side quests, while Darcy is on the outside trying to get the biggest kill count. Later in the episode, Andreas and Anne are having a Dragon Ball Z Man of Steel fight outside, while Sasha and Grime are on the inside trying to disable the ship. But Darcy is blocking their path. Darcy tried to use gaslight, but Sasha had some experience in that, so it wasn't effective. So Darcy...
Well then. Let's rumble, girlfriend.
She pulls out an energy scythe, and the animation here is so amazingly smooth. If it was an anime like already with Anne going Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, might as well have a Soul Eater fight as well. Anyways, the fight's awesome. She's spinning around her scythe like a maniac, Grimes doing his thing, Sasha's dual wielding. It looks cool, everything's awesome. But then...
Gotcha!
she dismembers Grime. Dismemberment. Arm losing. Disarmed. Maybe Disney's getting more lenient, who knows. But yeah, that happens. Of course, this sends Sasha into rage mode. But Darcy pulls some pocket sand maneuver, and then this happens as well.
Think these cheap tricks will work on me?
Yes!
Darcy slices her up her spine, and then beats her up for, I assume, however long it takes to cut back to them. So, 5 or 6 minutes. And then Marcy proceeds to break out of her genjutsu with the power of, I was going to say friendship, but it's more like emotional pain and friendship. Because of this, they leave her there in this mental void, basically to rot until anything that resembles a personality is just gone. There will be nothing left of her. Anyways, Darcy is about to cut Sasha's head off, but they get distracted from the noise of Andres' redemption arc that's happening outside. Now, I don't exactly know what's happening here, but I don't believe it's mind control. Rather, I like to think that they're screaming in his head all at once, things like you're a failure, you're a disappointment, and anything an abusive father would say to his kid. But it's enough of the distraction that Sasha could cut the cord and save Marcy. Look at this happy ending. The girls reunite, They apologize to each other and promise that their friendship will be stronger. Grime's still missing an arm, but he gets up, walks it off like a Giga Chad, and they return to Amphibia to celebrate their victory. It's a short-lived victory, but it's a victory. And it's short-lived because, well, yeah, the core's still alive. And it implements a contingency plan that even Batman would scream at. It sets the moon on a collision course with the stinking planet. See right here is more reason to say that it's more evil than it is smart. Don't get me wrong, it's a feat of engineering prowess to make the moon into a spaceship. But the lapse in judgment of crashing it into Amphibia. Because it's not thinking, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. To it, this is self-defense. It wants to live. In its mind, this is simply just the most efficient way to drop as many bodies as it can off the enemy team. So, the Calamity and go off to fight the moon. But Sasha and Marcy did not collect enough rings beforehand, so they couldn't keep up their super forms for too long. So the only way to defeat the core is that Anne needed to use her final form. And I actually mean her final form because it kills her in the process. Despite the core being defeated and destroyed, it did manage to get the main character killed. So even though Anne was moon to planet level, the core was protagonist level. So really, who's the most overpowered character here? The core, or Darcy, is a horrifyingly awesome villain. From hijacking a lovable character's body, like the little girl version of Dio, and continuously hurting said character and the other characters around them in probably the worst possible ways. All of this plus the incredible character design, the multiple orange eyes that glow, her black armor, the antlers, the flowing cape. It just makes her look like an eldritch arachnid overlord. All of this really just adds up to making Darcy such a memorable and iconic villain. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more from me, please subscribe, leave a like, and a comment. Goodbye.
This is real!